Hi and welcome to my channel. So I'm just gonna do this little introduction so you get a good idea of who I am. My name's Julia and I go by FuzzyFairy, which is a funny little nickname that I got in year 9 because a teacher claims that my last name was too hard to pronounce, so he was just gonna call me FuzzyFairy. To be fair, some people do struggle with my last name. So I am an avid book reader. Well, I say avid, but I mean it in the loosest sense, because track record would suggest that I don't read a whole lot, but I love reading, very passionate about it. I own a fair few books. I try to read as much as I can in between schoolwork, personal work, which is writing, and just they're so pretty to look at. Like, books are honestly can be so gorgeous, and so all of the emotions I feel inside towards books, I would call myself an avid reader. I'm always trying to expand my reading taste, but I read mostly fantasy, and when I say that, it's probably mostly YA fantasy, but I am trying to read more fantasy, and on top of that, more genres besides fantasy. But it is one of my favorites. Some things that I don't read much of is literary fiction, but that's the one I'm trying my hardest to read more of. I don't read horror, don't read thriller, but thriller to me seems more appealing, so that's probably something that's a future goal and I would like to read more of. This year I started reading romance and new adult, which surprises me because I thought I would have started reading that sooner, but here we are. As I mentioned briefly, I am a student currently. I'm doing an honours year in creative writing, so I do write. Fantasy is my preferred genre to write, but throughout university we get told mainly to write literary fiction. So I do write literary fiction occasionally, which is fine, but it's not as fun as fantasy. So I do have a work in the progress. It is a young adult urban fantasy story about witches. I am also a poet and I have had a few poems published, which is exciting. On the side, I also do make zines, which is partly a hobby, partly to sell. So I have my own Etsy store, and something that I'm trying to improve upon is my skill of creating digital work. So at the moment, I'm expanding into doing more digital zines. On this channel, I do a whole range of different videos. It's not just booktube, even though that's predominantly what I do. So when I talk about books, it's most often a reading vlog or a review. Review was a goal that I wanted to do more of this year, which has been going pretty well. I don't do too many TBRs because I'm a mood reader, or was. I don't know if it's changing, but it kind of feels like it's changing. Lately I've been able to not quite force myself to read books that I'm not 100% invested in, but I've been able to get past that barrier that always made me a mood reader. But the general consensus is I still am a mood reader. So I don't do too many TBRs, but they do come up occasionally. I enjoy making lots of list videos, so like book recommendation videos. I've done lists for when you're feeling anxious. And in my personal life, I make an abundance, I can't say it, of lists, just so it only just makes sense that there are list videos on my channel. I do journal, and as I said, I write, so there are both of those types of videos up on my channel. And I also have a hobby. Is it a hobby? It's a hobby, and it's something that I would like to build upon and get better at, is making more videos. I don't know how to describe this, because essentially this is a video, but it's not cinematography, because it's not getting so big that it's cinematic, but I like to push the art form of making videos. So there are a couple of vlogs here where I've just played around with the camera, taken some pretty shots, put it through the editing programs, and on the other side we get something semi-aesthetically pleasing and relaxing to watch. Going off from the different types of videos that I make, I love trying out new things and trying to create new things. So if you have any recommendations of what sort of videos you would like to see, please feel free to comment down below of what you would like to see. I honestly love a good challenge if it's not too difficult. I like to stretch my thinking, so I feel like a platform like this has been really helpful in utilizing skills that I wouldn't necessarily use in my everyday life, which has been pleasant. I spend a lot of my time on my social media accounts, which you will find links to down below. So I'm on Twitter, I have a Bookstagram. I'm not too active on that one, but I do chat on that. And you'll also find the links to my author website and my Etsy store in the link down below, so please check out the description box. It will be very helpful for both of us. Thank you so much for watching this quick little introduction to me, the Fuzzy Fairy. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.